Hey, what's up everybody? Brando free to play, and it's been 600 days since I've had my free to play account, and I'm not sure how long that is in actual year month breakdown. If one of you guys could just post it in the comments, I'd really appreciate that. Didn't do that beforehand. Should have done that. Kind of didn't. Forgot about it. But before I go on with the account overview, if you could please just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, as you guys can see, I have 600 consecutive logins, which means I've logged into the game every day for 600 days. It's a pretty long time. Currently VIP level 14. That's not too bad, right? Almost. I'm about 400,000 points away from VIP 15, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at all of my buildings. So as you guys can see, I only have one farm, one lumber mill, one quarry, and the rest are mines, because I am a ore hyper farm. Okay. I chose to be an ore hyper farm because a lot of one of the main resources that people ask for when they need to heal troops is ore, and gathering ore from resource tiles, it's the second least amount compared to gold. So if anybody has ore, that's always a great commodity to have. Moving on from that, I currently have obviously my vault, my wall, my watchtower, my castle. They're level 25. I have one level 25 barracks. I have 6 level 25 manors, and I have 10 level 25 infirmaries. These can house 402 troops. 402,000 troops. Yeah, there you go. It works for me. It's actually pretty beneficial for me because I can hide my T4 in my shelter, which, by the way, my shelter can house 260,000, which is great to have. Okay. I do have all of these buildings pretty much maxed out. Kind of needed to have for Academy 25. Ones that were a real pain in the butt were obviously prison, the altar, and the battle hall. But I'll make a video about that later on. I have my treasure trove at level 9, which is its max level. So yeah, pretty simple. Pretty basic base, I guess. Some people have different variations of manors, infirmaries, and barracks, but you guys just gotta figure out what works for you. This works for me, and now this is what I stick with. Let me go ahead and get into my actual castle, my wall stats, troops, and what I can do. Current wall HP is around, it's 400,000 HP. Not a lot, but again, like you see in a lot of KVK videos or attack videos, the wall is pretty much useless most of the time. Okay. Total troops, right now I have 1,036,892 troops, and I'll show you guys the troop breakdown. Okay. I have a total of 260,000 T4. 55,000 heroic fighters, 150,000 heroic cannoneers, 55,000 ancient drake raiders, and the rest is pretty much just T3 infantry, cavalry ranged, and some siege, just in case I need to delay something. So yeah, that's that. You can see my food. My troops are not starving. My troops are machines. They do not need food to survive, so I only need one farm, so I do not worry about that. Stone and wood, I could care less about that. Ore, I make about close to 1.1 million ore an hour, which is really good, especially considering I do not have production talents. Okay. And I can hold a max of about 30.4 million ore. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at my research. Now, this is a free-to-play T4 account, so keep that in mind while you're looking at this. All economy is maxed out, except for gem harvesting, because you don't need gem harvesting for T4. You only need these two researches for the army attack 10 of 10. You need to have these two maxed out. So that's the main reason why you need to max out economy, in case you didn't know. Taking a look at defense, most of it's 8 to 6, right? It is what it is. Nothing impressive. Military, this, as you know, has to be maxed out before I can get T4. Now, this tab has not been maxed out completely yet. I still have destroyers, which I do not plan on building anytime soon. I mean, just look at the time it takes, and yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna build any destroyers, so why unlock the research? It's just gonna fluff up my might a little bit more. Let's go ahead and take a look at monster hunting. Most of this is now 10 of 10, right? The reason I max this out is to help the guild. As a free-to-play player, I figured that, hey, I'm giving resources to the bank, might as well also help in giving the guild some monster gifts. So what better way to do that than by killing monsters? Currently, I'm actually trying to save up on gold so I can start up this research. It's 23 million gold, and obviously it takes a pretty long time to complete. But it gives you a nice amount of might once you do actually complete it. So I'm really 2 researches away from unlocking Monster Hunt 5, but I don't have enough energy to kill a level 5 monster, so I'm kind of debating whether or not I'm actually going to unlock Monster Hunt 5. Let's go to upgrade defenses. Pretty basic standard stuff. I don't think this has changed from my 500 or my 550 day video, so I'm just going to go quickly with that. I have been researching a little bit here. Mainly my field triage, my quick maneuver 5. I unlocked my second innate talent and my second quick swap, and also a third central command. Pretty much did that just to kind of give me some more wiggle room. I've found that I was having to swap through equipment pretty often, and it was getting kind of annoying. So, I unlocked my second one. I'll show you guys what that is later on down in the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at army leadership. The only thing I went down here is to get the flanks. Everything else I barely touched, or anything else here I should say I barely touched, which is fine. I'll work on this whenever I have a chance. Military command. This I maxed out to a certain point to get my shelter expansion to 10 of 10. Pretty much this will allow me to house an extra 50,000 or shelter an extra 50,000 troops, which is why my shelter now can hold 260,000 troops. So that's my research. Alright, let's go ahead and let's take a look at my war gear. So a lot of people have questions, what's my gear? What's the best gear for me? What's the best gear for free-to-play players? Well, I mean, let's be honest, this is kind of the best gear you can get as a free-to-play player. I mean, gold gear, I should say. This is all free-to-play. None of these items require the hyper ultra rare item that you almost never get, right? All of this you can achieve by gathering or by hunting monsters. That's it. Just regular gathering, regular hunting monsters, and eventually you can get all this whole set gold like I have. Okay, let's take a look at the actual stats that it's going to give you, or at least that it gives me. And again, most of these jewels, I have no gold jewels. I have blue and purple jewels scattered throughout the gear. Okay, So keep that in mind. They're attack jewels. Okay, I don't have any attack HP or travel speed. I don't have any of that bullshit. It's just pure attack. Okay, so this gear gives me 5% cav HP, 5% range defense, some siege attack, which is unfortunate because it's not being used. Infantry defense, range attack is at 124.5%, infantry attack is 118.5%, and 88% cavalry attack. I'm getting a nice 19% army max HP and a army attack of 5%. But that 5%, if you look at it, it's actually a total of 15%, because that 5% applies to your infantry, range, and cavalry. So just keep that in mind when you see an army stat. Okay? Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at my battle breakdown. If you guys want to take a look at this, take a screenshot. I do not care. Look at it. Laugh at the mic destroyed. I don't care. Right? I'm a free-to-play account. I attack when I can. Granted, I have 104 million kills. It means my attacks actually do some sort of damage, I guess, right? And here's my might breakdown. 28 million troop might. So in reality, my core might is around 123-ish million might, right? Around there. Which is really pretty high for a free-to-play account. Right? I know some pay-to-play accounts that don't have 123 million core might, which is kind of embarrassing, but that's for them, right? One of the stats that I really do like on my account is my prisoners executed. I have 277. So I'm almost at that full year of having that altar boost, which is pretty awesome. It's a nice way to brag, right? I executed all these leaders. But yeah, moving on. Current Coliseum rank, 129. My best rank was 44, which unfortunately I was not able to keep for very long. I was bumped back out pretty fast. Take a look at my resources sent. As you guys see, I'm an ore hyperfarm. I've almost sent 5 billion ore out. Most of that has gone to our banks. Pretty cool, right? I did make a talent video, but I will go ahead and show you guys my war talents. You guys can take a look at that video. I'll probably put a link in the video right now. But if you guys haven't, go ahead and take a look at this. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? And I'll go ahead and take a look at my general stats. That way you guys can get a general idea of what a free-to-play account that has T4 troops and that has relatively decent gear looks like. So base stats, construction speed is at 94%, research is at 55. You guys can see here my timber and ore production are neck and neck. The only reason I'm making a lot more ore per hour is because of all the mines that I have. Okay. Training speed, this is my base training speed, 152%. I do not have any training talents on right now. I have my war talents on, so keep that in mind. Okay, now here's the nice thing. My stats. So, yes, my range stat is 160%. That is because currently in Kingdom 81, CAE owns the fort. That gives us an attack stat, right? And but if it wasn't for that, just subtract 25%, and you'll get the total. I guess the total stat that I have for that for ranged troops. So for infantry and range, it's over 300%, which is pretty good in my opinion. Cavalry, I need to work on a little bit. Hopefully I can bring this number up by upgrading some jewels down the line. But we'll see where that goes. And you can take a look at my defensive stats. All of that is pretty much default T4 research stats, right? Currently, my army attack is at 190% base. This is without a leader captured. If I had a leader captured, it can go up by another 30%. Okay, so level 25 prison, really super important to get that extra army attack boost. Awesome. I also do not have any 20% or 50% attack boost on this account at the moment, which would definitely increase it by that much more. Army defense, it's at base of 188%. That doesn't really change when my leader's deployed. My army max HP is at 228%. With my leader deployed, it jumps up to 334%, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. Let's take a look at travel speed, 108.1%. I don't know if that's good or not. I really don't care. It does what it needs to do. Monster hunting, actually, let me put my monster hunt gear so that way you guys can see the difference. Oopsie, monster. And before you guys question the monster hunt gear, you can get monster hunt boxes from Guildfest rewards. Now that we have that out of the way, let's take a look at the hunting boosts. So regen is at 56.9%. I save 40.6% off an attack. My max energy with my gear on is 43,260. Monster Hunt travel speed, I believe this is on top of my 108% travel speed. So yeah, it's not the fastest, right? But it does move kind of fast. I'm not really sure what this hunts in a row actually means. If any of you guys know what that really means, put it in the comments. Because even after 600 days, I still don't really understand what they mean by that. So if you guys can help me out, that'd be fantastic. Monster Hunt damage boost, I'm doing an extra 93% damage. Monster Hunt max HP, so my heroes, whatever heroes I send out to a Monster Hunt, they're going to do 44% more, they're going to have 44% more HP. Monster Hunt healing effect, 47%, pretty much every time your hero attacks a monster, it'll heal itself a little bit. And also, if you have a healer in your team, it'll heal it by just that much more. And Monster Hunt starting MP, it's that blue bar, so when your heroes can use their ultimate a lot faster. And I do not really have anything in the darkness. Other stats, nothing too really important in there. So that is that. Let me put my war gear back on. Currently I have Rose Knight. I am in range phalanx. Let me show you guys some of the jewels in case you guys are wondering. So see the purple jewels. And these are blue jewels. You see I have a mix of blue and purple throughout all of my equipment. This is a mix. This is 2 purple, 1 blue. And yeah, my recommendation for jewel placement, don't put in anything in your gear until it's blue. You know, the common and uncommon, not worth to put in your gear, because you have to take them out to upgrade them, and then you put it back and you're just wasting gems or items. Not worth it. Okay, let me see, what else am I missing here? Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what heroes I have. So I have a total of, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 gold heroes. After 600 days, this amount of gold heroes should not be hard to achieve for anybody that's played this game for 600 days. Pretty much you can get, I average from gray to gold. It takes me about 2 to 3 months, around closer to 3 months per gold hero, if I don't get any brave hearts through Guildfest or through any events, right? If I just do straight, you know, every day, twice a day, doing the hero stages, I can get gray to gold in 2.5, 3 months. Yeah, my estimate was right. So these are the heroes that I have gold. Most of these are ranged stat heroes because I'm a heavy ranged player. I do have Oathkeeper, I have Scarlet Bolt at level. Incinerator's used primarily for Coliseum. Trickster, obviously, Trickster is primarily used for the research speed increase. The only free-to-play hero that provides this. So max him out first. You don't have to worry about it later on down the line. Currently, I'm actually working on getting Sage's Storm up because of the construction speed boost, because I do want to max out all of my mines. Okay. And I'm also going to use them for monster hunting. After Sage of Storms, I'm debating whether to level up Sea Squire for the infantry attack, and also to use him in some hero stages for his heal. Or I'm thinking about leveling up Child of Light for his cavalry attack stats of 30 and 50%. You know, that's a pretty big increase. So I'm actually thinking about, you know, leveling up one of those two. Comment, let me know which one you guys want me to level up. Alright. You guys can see here, I did end up getting one Chaos Dragon medal, but I doubt I'm ever going to unlock this character. It's pretty useless for me at the moment. Soul Forger, eventually I will unlock. He is an infantry attack hero, but, you know, right now that's not what I'm focusing on. Currently I am in Cause and Effect, which is a guild in Kingdom 81, right? Pretty big guild, a lot of people in the guild that you guys might know. I have like Avatrex, myself, Malchek. You know, he makes some pretty decent YouTube content, so bug him, bug him to make more videos. Trust me, we bug him sometimes too. You guys might know people like Lady Callista. You guys might know people like Mr. BP. You know, a lot of people in here have made YouTube videos. Right. Let me see here. Oops. Well, anyway. Yeah, this is guild I'm in. Let's take a look at what's in my bags. You guys can see a lot of stuff in here I really haven't used anymore. Oh, I need to use it. And you see, people who question how fast I got my VIP points, you see this? I get some of this stuff up to 5,000 regularly. So, I'm going to use that. Random relocators, I have plenty. The actual relocators, those are pretty hard to come by. War tomes currently have 3,134, which is quite a bit, right? A lot. A lot of people wish they had this. I don't need this anymore, so I really wish IGG would stop giving them to me, right? Unless they plan on upgrading, unless they plan on raising the level cap, but I don't think they would do that now. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, these serve no purpose for me anymore. Quest scrolls, and I have plenty. I'll use them eventually one of these days. Maybe I'll make a video just going through and just getting rid of all of these things. Yep. Energy, I do not have a lot of energy. You guys can see that's all the energy I have. I have none, because I like to hunt monsters. I like to get gems from hunting monsters. And for the longest time I was trying to max out my Bon Appetit helmet, and it took forever, and I finally got it gold. I was pretty happy about that. I got one migration scroll. I got some emote stamps from, what was it? There was some event going on a while back, and I was able to get some emotes. Hardly use them, so it is what it is. Resources, you can take a look at my bags. Obviously nothing impressive. I'm actually running a bit low on my resource bags, right? Especially on gold. I'm kind of I'm broke. I'm broke when it comes to gold. I mean, this isn't shit. This is only 1 million. This is not even 1 million. Yeah, not a lot of gold. I'm actually hurting for gold. Speed ups, I have a decent amount, I think, right? No, not anymore. I actually used a lot of my 10-minute speed ups recently to speed up a research. I have some research increase boosts here, but nothing too impressive. right? Take a look at my combat. I have a couple 24-hour speed ups, which is good because for a while there I wasn't using any shields. I was just using my anti-scouts. Right, you guys can see I only have 27 24-hour anti-scouts left, so I was using them quite a bit. But right now we have another guild that invaded, so better be safe than sorry. Alright, I'm a free-to-play player. My gear isn't that great. We got some semi-purple gold champ gear players that moved in, but they hit like a wet noodle for some reason. I guess they just don't know how to attack. You know, yeah. There's people like that. Yeah, there's nothing really important here, and chests are pretty much empty. So that is pretty much it for my 600-day account overview, right? So after 600 days, I have 151 million might, 104 million kills, which, in my opinion, for a free-to-play player that, for the most part, does solo attacks, right? I don't join rallies as often as I probably should, right? But most of these kills came from my own stats. I didn't piggyback off of somebody else's stats to get kills, right? I know a lot. I see a lot of accounts, especially now that I'm on R4. I see a lot of people applying, and they're not all that. I'm like, okay, I just don't understand some people, but that's another video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Any any suggestions that you guys have, let me know. I'm always open to learn new things, especially if they're gonna help. Right? And if you liked the video, go ahead and click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, bye.